Hello everybody, my name is Neil and I'm the founder of my website, which is IELTSwheel.com. And today we will be analyzing one essay in detail, and this topic is taken from Cambridge Book 14. Now let's read and analyze this essay prompt very quickly. Some people believe that it is best to accept a bad situation, such as an unsatisfactory job or shortage of money. Others argue that it is better to try and improve such situations. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. Okay, so this part is very important, okay? The examiner wants us to discuss both these views. So this is the first point of view, and this is the second point of view, and then we must provide our own opinion, okay? So that's what the examiner expects us to do. Now let's start with our introduction paragraph. In the introduction paragraph, I will have 3 sentences. Firstly, I will paraphrase the first point of view, okay? And then I will paraphrase the second point of view, and then I will write an outline. Basically, that means that I will explain what I will be analyzing in my essay. So now let's focus on the first sentence. So here, some people believe that it is best to accept a bad situation, such as an unsatisfactory job or shortage of money. Now, how can we paraphrase the first sentence? Let me show it to you very quickly. In certain cases, those holding onto an undesirable and poorly paid job feel compelled to continue doing it. Okay, so in certain cases, not all the time, but in certain cases, which means in some cases, those holding on to, if you hold on to something, it means you want to have it and you are afraid to lose it. And undesirable, okay, means that you don't like it. It's an adjective here. And poorly paid means that you receive a low income, okay? Your salary is low. Feel compelled to. The expression compelled to means that they are forced to, okay? They have to. They don't want to, but they have to do it. And after continue, here I'm using ing. So continue plus ing, continue doing it. Okay, so I have paraphrased the first sentence. Now, it's important to paraphrase the second sentence. Others argue that it is better to try and improve such situations. Okay, so now how can I paraphrase the second sentence? Now, let's look at this carefully. Okay, something like, however, some individuals under the same circumstances make an effort to remedy such a situation. Okay, now, however means but. Remember, you don't want to write the word but at the beginning of your sentence. Write the word however. After however, always use a comma. So, however, some individuals under the same circumstances. Okay, what kind of circumstances? The ones that we have already explained in the previous sentence. Make an effort to basically means try to. Remedy means fix, solve a problem, okay, such a situation. Okay, so we have paraphrased the sentences given. Now let's focus on our plan. So what can we write here? Something like both of these views will be explored in this essay before a personal viewpoint is shared. Okay, so both of these views, so we're talking about the first point of view and the second point of view. Okay, so will be explored, which means analyzed in this essay, before a personal viewpoint, which means opinion, is shared. I'm using the passive voice here. Okay, so you share a viewpoint, but a personal viewpoint is shared. That's it. So now we've got only 3 sentences here in our introduction. Now we need to write body paragraph 1. Here I'm going to write 5 sentences. First of all, I will start with my topic sentence, and I will be focusing on the first point of view. Okay, this one, and I will talk about this. I will write this in detail. Okay, so let's see how I can do it. Something like a national financial crisis compels people to remain employed in a tedious job and to receive low wages. Okay, now a national financial crisis. Financial crisis means that there is no money, or there is a shortage of money. Okay, compels means forces people to remain employed, means to stay employed, to hold on to a particular job in a tedious job. Tedious means something repetitive, something difficult, something unpleasant, because you have to do the same tasks over and over again. There's nothing new at all. Okay, and to receive low wages. Okay, so wages means how much money you earn per hour. Okay, so if you're talking about a salary, then basically it means how much money you earn a month, but here how much money you earn an hour. Okay, so now here we have written our topic sentence, because if you look at this carefully, here it says some people believe that it is best to accept a bad situation, such as an unsatisfactory job or shortage of money. In here, if you look at this carefully, we've written a tedious job and to receive low wages. Okay, so this is our topic sentence. Now we need one example, and in our example I'll be focusing on one specific problem, and then I'll explain why people have to remain employed in a tedious job and to receive low wages. But first of all, I need to focus on one particular problem. Now let's just try something like, for example, a vast number of architects, healthcare providers, and teachers have been made redundant because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so a vast number of means a lot of. Architects, healthcare providers means doctors, and teachers have been made redundant. Have been made redundant means that their employers asked them to resign, asked them to find another job, okay, because they can't work there anymore. Why? Okay, why not? Because of the COVID-19 pandemic. See that? So I'm talking about one specific problem here. Now let's move on. In here, I need to explain the reason for this. Okay, so one of the reasons for this is that governments have experienced significant financial losses because of low business activity both nationally and internationally. Okay, so now I'm explaining why all of these people have been made redundant. So one of the reasons for this, okay, is, so try to remember this phrase. One of the reasons for this is that governments have experienced significant financial losses. In this case, significant means a lot of financial losses because of low business activity, where both nationally and internationally. Okay. Next, now we need to come up with a very good solution. So now let's just look at our topic sentence, a national financial crisis, and we have already explained this financial crisis in this sentence. If you look at this carefully, have experienced significant financial losses. Okay, next, compels people to remain employed in a tedious job and to receive low wages. So that's the solution. Okay, it's not the best solution, but it's still a good solution. So let me show you how we can write this sentence. Okay, something like, in order not to depend on government financial support, highly qualified employees have had to engage in menial jobs, working as cleaners, construction builders, and shop assistants. Okay. So that's a very quick solution. In order not to depend on government financial support, highly qualified employees have had to engage in menial jobs. Menial jobs means that it's a job which requires physical force. Okay, it's physically demanding. It's very difficult to complete, but you are still doing it. Okay, working as cleaners, construction builders, and shop assistants. Now let's just get back to our essay prompt. Some people believe that it's best to accept a bad situation, such as an unsatisfactory job or shortage of money. So basically they accept, they say, yes, it's not the best job in the world, but they agree to do this job. Okay, so that's kind of a solution. It's not the best solution, but it's a solution. Now, what's the result? Having realized that they are unable to return to their rewarding jobs, they are forced to hold onto low ranking positions and to receive a disappointing salary. That's it. Okay, so having realized that means they have realized that they are unable to return. Instead of writing they can't return, I've written they are unable to return to their rewarding jobs. Rewarding jobs, okay, a rewarding job is the one that gives you much satisfaction, you like it, you like communicating with your colleagues, with your customers and so forth. Okay, they're forced to, which means they have to hold on to low ranking positions. Okay, so if you hold a low ranking position, it means that you're not a manager, you are not a big boss. Okay, you're just a simple employee. Okay, and to receive a disappointing salary, a salary which is extremely low, which is not enough to cover your basic needs. Okay, so that's the idea. So as you can see, we have analyzed everything in this paragraph. Now let's focus on the second body paragraph, and here again we'll have our topic sentence, and then we'll have one example, and then a result, and then a solution. Okay, so now first of all, let's just focus on our topic sentence. And here I'm trying to create a link between this paragraph and the previous paragraph. Now, how can I create a link? Let's just look at this. Although the above point is valid, some people do their best to improve their current working conditions. That's it. So although the above point, is valid. Okay, the above means the one that we have already analyzed. Valid means legitimate, good enough. Okay, some people do their best to improve their current working conditions. Now let's just look at our essay prompt. Others argue that it is better to try and improve such situations. Okay, and that's exactly what I have written in my topic sentence. Okay, now the examiner wants to see one specific example, and I'll be focusing on one specific problem. Okay, so something like, for example, a prison psychologist a prison psychologist whose salary might be low has to interact with those inmates who have committed murder, rape, and terroristic acts. Okay. Now, a prison psychologist, here I have decided to write 2 commas. Why? Because it's here, this information is not super important. It's just my personal comment. Okay, I'm providing some extra information, and when you provide the examiner with extra information, you should have 2 commas here. So has to interact with, which means communicate with, talk to those inmates. Inmates means basically prisoners, those who are in prison, those who do their time in prison, have committed murder. To commit murder means to kill somebody, rape and terroristic acts. Okay, so now we're talking about a prison psychologist, and we're talking about a very unpleasant situation here. Okay, is the problem? Yes, it is a problem because he doesn't probably enjoy working there. Okay, and now what we need to do is to talk about the result of this action. As a consequence, this expert might not feel satisfied with the job and salary. Okay, so as a consequence, which means as a result, this expert, what kind of expert? This one, a prison psychologist, might not feel satisfied with the job. We know what kind of job we are talking about. The one which is at prison, okay? And salary. Okay, so now we need to come up with a very quick solution. Now let's just look at our topic sentence. Although the above point is valid, some people do their best to improve the current working conditions. Now here, this expert will try to improve his situation. Now, how can he do it? How can he improve his situation? Let's look at the next sentence. By changing a career from being a prison psychologist psychologist to becoming a family psychologist, he can not only receive the true pleasure of helping some couples from getting divorced, but also gain a higher income from private sessions. That's it. So now we're talking about a very quick solution. By changing a career from A to B, from a prison psychologist to becoming a family psychologist, that means we're talking about the psychologist, can here try to use the structure not only A, okay, but also B. So it can not only receive the true pleasure of helping some couples from getting divorced, but also gain, which means get, a higher income, which means salary, from private sessions. Okay, that's it. So the examiner will clearly understand that this psychologist tries to do his best to improve his current situation, but those who work the jobs described in the previous paragraph basically have to accept this negative situation without changing it. So I have clearly explained the difference between these two groups of people. Okay, next, and now let's just focus on the conclusion paragraph. Now let's just look at our essay prompt. So the question is, discuss both these views, we've done it, and give your own opinion. Okay, now the examiner wants me to provide my personal opinion where? In the conclusion. Now how can I do it? In conclusion, I believe that one has to maximize one's true potential, in order to work at a more satisfying job and to gain a higher salary if such an opportunity exists. Okay, so in conclusion, I believe that. Okay, remember, you don't want to say I think that, you want to write I believe that, because it sounds much better. Okay, you can write I believe that, or you can also write something like I'm convinced that, or even I'm assured that. Okay, so try to use very strong verbs to impress the examiner. That one means a person. You don't want to write you have to, I have to, or we have to. One has to maximize, again here, one's true potential. So here one and then once. Okay, true potential in order to work at a more satisfying job and to gain a high salary. And this part is really important. If such an opportunity exists. So if such an opportunity exists, this person should do it. If this opportunity doesn't exist, then he should basically hold on to his job. Okay, so this is my personal opinion. Okay, thank you very much for watching and analyzing this video lesson. I hope you have learned how to write this discussion opinion essay. Okay, if you want to get extra services from me, if you want me to correct your essays, graphs, or letters, or if you want me to improve your speaking skills, you can send me your audio records and I will analyze each of your responses. Okay, and then I will help you to improve your score. Thank you. Good luck.